I like what our government has done, and am fully supporting them by deploying troops to Mozambique, which is good. Um, we have to fight these religious morons that have emerged in Mozambique. We can talk about where they come from, and there are a lot of questions to be asked, but we do have the answers for those questions, most of them. Now, one thing that we know is where are these religious morons coming from? We all know that these are a creation of the United States of America. There would not be these religious morons if America had no policy to control the whole world, right? So these religious morons now, they've lost these wars in the Middle East, and now they're coming now to Southern Africa, the Southern Hemisphere, and west of all, Mozambique. And why Mozambique? It's very much disturbing to think of it. And this is also a time to evaluate the United States of America's policy on the fight against terrorism, both foreign and internal. We all know that they are fighting an internal terrorism right now with Donald Trump. All right, that's fine. But this is now a foreign terrorism policy that is happening right now in Mozambique, whereby we have got these religious morons, the jihadists. I do not want to mention these guys by their religious name because we cannot say Islamist jihadists or Christian extremists or whatever they are, but these are jihadists. They do not belong to any religion. They don't belong to Islam. They don't belong to Christianity. And most people want to relate these morons to Islam, but in actual fact, they don't belong to Islam. They are not Islamists, these guys. They are morons. They believe in what they believe in, and they believe that people should be with a certain religion. That's why we'd want to relate them to Islam, but that's not a fact, because in Islam, I know they don't believe in the jihadist terrorists. We will give them sweet hell. I know the ZNA will do that because we have done it before in DRC. We will give these morons sweet hell in Mozambique. But this is also the time to evaluate the United States of America's policy on terrorism. And we would want to see how America is going to support the Southern African countries, because we are Zimbabweans, we are Malawians, we are Zambians, we are Congolese, we are South Africans, we are Mozambicans, we are Tswanas, we are from Namibia, and we are Madagascans. That's what makes the whole of Southern Africa. I might have missed some countries in Southern Africa, but does not mean that they are not part of Southern Africa. But this is what makes Southern Africa. This is the Southern Hemisphere. And we have got these religious morons now coming down from Middle East to Southern Africa. And we will give them sweet hell. I guarantee that. Now, in DRC war, most people would not agree with me, but we did give the United States of America backed rebels sweet hell when they were about to take over Kinshasa. The whole idea in that war was to fight the rebels, drive them back, win the war, and we invest in DRC. That was the agreement with Laurent Kabila. It did not happen because when we beat the hell out of the rebels, which were backed by the Americans were not so happy with that, and they resorted to cowardice by murdering and assassinating Laurent Kabila, because they knew that with a friend like Robert Mugabe, Laurent Kabila cannot be defeated. That is a fact. So we may argue about the sanctions in Zimbabwe, about us taking back the land from the white people. That is not an issue. But the real sanctions came about when we defeated the American-backed rebels in DRC from taking over Kinshasa. That's what I believe brought about the sanctions in Zimbabwe, So the DRC was more economical interest, but I love the Mozambican war because it's more of preserving the livelihoods and the lives of the people in Southern Africa as well, which I've got so much respect and fully support. I hope we have to apply, or we're gonna have to get enough financial support for it, because it's gonna be difficult for our government as it is right now in our country to support this war. But the initiative has been done by deploying the soldiers in DRC, in Mozambique actually. So let's see what happens. I truly support our country.